My name is Ryan and I'm with
Adriane Carr. I'm Deputy Leader of the Green Party of Canada and the candidate for MP for Vancouver Centre.
you co-founded the Green Party in 1983. What was that experience like?
It was exciting. It was exciting because I was frustrated at the time, as were a lot of my friends, around the state of politics in British Columbia, and that's 1983. That was a while ago. But one particularly frustrating day, I just happened to open the newspaper, and there was this article about Greens getting elected to the German Bundestag. And we said, Greens, wow, that's exciting. Like, who are these people? And so we actually were inspired by the fact that there were Greens elected in a country somewhere else, and we used that inspiration to drive us to start the first Green Party in North America.
Values of now this election, now that we're in 2011. What are the values that the Green Party that still keeps from back in 1983?
Yeah, we haven't changed our values. The fundamental principles have remained the same, and they are the principles shared by Green parties, although we're not formally linked, around the world. And those are, number one, that we respect the health of the environment and know that that's where our wealth and our own health comes from. So keeping our environment healthy, making sure our economy is sustainable. And by that means recognizing there are limits to growth, and we have to be much smarter and more efficient in how we use resources so we don't waste as much as we have. Number three, that decisions and wealth returns to local communities, so a strong locally based economy and decision-making process. Number four, social justice, that the gap between rich and poor should not be going bigger. That is not the sign of any kind of a healthy society. So we believe in more social equity, and everyone has a right to live a decent life in our country, in our world. Number five, nonviolence, that our resolutions should be resolved peacefully. And number six, real democracy, and that means people participating and really feeling their power in determining political outcomes.
And how's your campaign going this year?
I'm going to win. I'm aiming to win. I feel it. I'm out on the street. It's feeling very, very close in this election. And this election, more than any other, every single vote is going to count. So I really want everyone to think about that power that they have to create change, elect the first Green.
And 58% of Canadians voted, and the youth between 18 and 24, only 37% of them voted. How do you feel about that, and how we should change it to make more youth be able to get out and vote?
Well, I'm dismayed. I'm dismayed because people around the world are laying down their lives for the right to vote. It was youth in Egypt that for 17 days stood peacefully, non-violently, to get democracy in their country. And our democracy is in peril in Canada. I'm dismayed because I see the attack ads and the really vicious politics actually driving down voter turnout. So I lay the blame at the feet of the other political parties who are doing such negative politics that they are turning people off and encouraging them to stay at home. On the other hand, I'm hopeful because I really believe that if people feel the sense of power that they have, if they really understand and feel that sense of that they can make a change, I think they'll vote. And if they vote, and especially if youth vote, I think we will have the kind of politics we all want.
That's like 60% of the people who didn't vote in Canada, which is a lot.
Yeah, absolutely. And you know what? Honestly, if youth felt the importance of their vote and I meet people on the street, I meet young people on the street who say, I don't think my vote's going to count. What difference is it going to make? And I see all the difference in the world. All the difference in the world. That if youth voted with the passions they have for their own future, and they will make the change happen. Absolutely. The Green Party, as everyone knows, is the champion for a healthy environment. People can trust us to take the lead on this. We always have, and we always will. Not that that isn't to say we're strong on economy and social issues too. But in terms of the environment, number one, we're the only party that recognizes there are limits to growth. We cannot keep growing and using more resources and being so wasteful in our use of them. So truly learning to develop an economy that's in sync with the environment, not that is against the environment, is number one. Number two, we recognize that many of the problems we face, and costly problems, are because we are in fact not thinking about the impact on the environment. So our health, we have an epidemic of cancers. Why? We're poisoning ourselves. We are polluting our air, our water, our food, our soil, our oceans. And the Green Party says that's not on. That is not the way that we should be developing. We should count those costs in, prevent the problems by getting the toxins out. Another good example, of course, is Japan and Fukushima. I mean, you see nuclear power being developed as a supposed alternative to oil and gas. It's no alternative if we don't know how to handle the waste, and the waste are deadly to life for tens of thousands of years. We're the only party that says no to nuclear.
Okay, I have one more question for you, and it's about medical cannabis, and I just want to know what the Green Party stance is on medical cannabis issue right now.
Well, we've supported medical cannabis right from the beginning, but our party goes much further. We believe, as recommended by the Senate of Canada, which is hardly a radical institution, and the Fraser Institute, that cannabis should be legalized, and that that would be the only way to de-link the problems associated with crime and the money that the criminal activity derives from the sale of cannabis, and that way we can regulate it, make sure it's healthy, not spiked with stuff we don't know about, and then sold and taxed in that sale, so that we can really focus not only on other issues related to crime and health, but make sure that we're not using up resources, police resources.